Hi, I'm Matt Loveland from GeniWare, the creators of Genesis, the desktop standardization utility. In this video, we will be demonstrating just how easy it is to create a standard operating system image using Genesis. This image will be completely hardware independent and deployable to every laptop and desktop in your environment with just a few simple clicks. And whether you will be building an image of Windows XP, Vista, or Windows 7, the process is the same. So let's get started. We're going to click on the New button from the main window, give it a template name, select our operating system from the operating systems that we've preloaded during setup, and in this instance we're going to choose Windows 7 Enterprise. Click Create to create a new template. We have a couple of things that we're going to fill in here: the organization name, the product key, which I'm just going to mask for right now, an initial administrator password. This is the local administrator password. And we're going to select our default time zone for the image itself. We have some additional Windows settings here. Most of this stuff we're not going to change. We have the ability to join a domain, a work group, or an organizational unit during the image creation. We're going to leave it in the work group for now. We also have the ability to add custom themes, custom wallpapers, custom screensavers, set the screensaver timeout. Next up, we have our Windows components. Here we have our Windows applications. This basically is the ability to show or not show icons for certain integrated Windows applications such as Internet Explorer, Media Center, and so forth. We also have Windows gadgets. Here for the demo, we're going to just add a clock gadget to the desktop. We have Start Panel links and Taskbar links. Those are the links that are down here on the taskbar and here in the Start Panel. We have our Windows features, which are all of the Windows features that are available, such as games, Internet Information Services, and so forth. We're not going to select anything at this point, but just know that they're there for your selection. Okay, next up we have our Internet Explorer settings, and we've taken great pains to directly emulate exactly what you're already used to as far as the look and feel of the Internet Explorer settings. So this looks exactly like the Internet options that you find within Windows already. So here we have the home page. We have browser history settings, tabs. We have security settings, privacy, and for the demo purposes here, we're going to add a loud site for the pop-up blocker. And you can add a list of sites that will allow passage through the pop-up blocker. We also have content settings, feeds and web slices, connection information, and all of the advanced settings within IE are exposed. We also have a favorites list. This is drag and drop enabled, so if you had a list of corporate internet favorites like your intranet or websites that employees might frequent, you can drag those into this list. You can actually create subfolders, just drag the favorites in there, and they would be made available on the image itself. Core applications. This is an application library that we've created during the setup of Genesis, and these are all applications that are now made available for install during image creation as well as image deployment. So for the image, we're going to keep it pretty lightweight, but we're going to add some of the core applications that everybody in the company might need. So we're just going to add in some of the Adobe items as well as WinZip. And those are going to be the items, again, that everybody in the company needs. All of the other applications we can deploy or install during the deployment to the end user, so they can be tailored to each individual department or make and model of machine or so forth. Next up, we have our folder options, and again here we've taken great pains to directly emulate the folder options within Windows. So you have your browse folders view, click items, navigation pane, all of your view settings, and your search features. To the right, we have our custom file changes, and this is a utility that allows you to add individual files or remove individual files from the Windows operating system. So, for instance, if you have a script that you want to run at startup, or if you have a help document that you want to add to the My Documents folder or the desktop of all of your end users, you can do that as well. And I've actually got a test document, and I'm going to go in just to demonstrate how the drag and drop functionality here works. I'm going to go into the default user's profile, and on the desktop, and I've got a Genesis installation and configuration doc, and I'm going to drag it into a white space here. And when you do so, the drag and drop functionality directly emulates the directory structure that the file originated from. So now, when we build our image, every user that logs into that machine will get this document on their desktop. Now, just for future reference, if I dragged a document onto any subfolder that already exists, then the document would go to that location rather than emulate the directory structure that it originated from. Next up, we have our registry changes, and again, this is drag and drop enabled, and I do have some registry keys here that we're going to use. I'm just going to drag these 3 items in here, and what I've done is I've added registry keys for removing the language bar, setting the default media player settings, as well as adding the flag for no desktop cleanup wizard. And here we have the registry keys for the cleanup wizard, and here we have the media player settings that we've added. You can edit the values just like you do in the registry. Next, we have our Windows tweaks. These are just a compilation of a lot of different registry keys that I've picked up throughout my career to do lots of different things within Windows. A lot of them are system lockdown type of registry keys. Others are login information. For example, if you wanted to enable a legal notice, you could do so, and that would make it so that when you hit Control-Alt-Delete to log in, you'll be presented with a legal notice that the user has to comply with before actually logging into the network. Lots of other login information here. You have a bunch of system lockdown registry keys. For instance, if you were wanting to create a kiosk so that the machine was completely locked down and only had the ability to run Internet Explorer. Here you have things such as disabling the run command, disable shutdown, disable group policy, disable the registry editing tools, and so forth. You can disable right click on the desktop. Just lots of different lockdown information here. You have things like Internet Explorer, your desktop and start menu options. You can force the classic start menu in Windows XP so that it looks like Windows 2000 as opposed to Windows XP. Control panel options and so forth. Okay, that's going to complete our image template. So we're going to save and exit that template. And then the next step is simply to select our template that we've just created. And at this point, we're going to create the image. So we're going to give it an image name. And a description. And everything else is defaulted. So we're just going to hit build. And at this point, the image creation process is completely automated. We're going to go through a process of compiling all of the information and source files together, creating a bootable unattended installation ISO, and then it will automatically launch a virtual PC to actually build the image. So at this point, I'm going to step away from the mic, and we're just going to speed up the video so that we can show a time lapse of the entire process, which would generally take about roughly an hour to an hour and a half, depending on the options that you've chosen, the software you're installing, and how many Windows updates are necessary. But we're going to try to cut it down to 3 or 4 minutes. So it's going to run by very fast. But I just wanted to show the entire process in its entirety. So enjoy. Thank you for watching our video, and I hope you like our product. Thank you very much.